At Forestwalk, we're obsessed with helping teams move faster. And in the many interviews we've done talking to teams and leaders of teams about what keeps them from being able to move faster, a big theme is how teams and individuals on teams decide how to spend their time and attention. How do they make sure that they're working on what's really the most important and going to have a big impact? One of the things that comes up in those conversations is task management, calendar planning, how people coordinate with one another about what they're working on and coordinate themselves. Obviously, these tools have been around a long time, to-do apps, these sort of things. But the pattern that at least 80% of people seem to have is they put more things into the tool in a given day than they complete. Of course, we're all busy. But what that means is that over time, the tool accumulates more and more unchecked off items, things that are no longer relevant, things that aren't true anymore, systems we thought that would work for us that stopped working, and it ends up being a negative experience, more annoying than helpful, and they fail out of the tool and go back to like a paper note or something like Apple Notes. And so our most recent prototype we looked into, or what are some ways with the technology that we have now that we can address that and make it so there's a lot less discipline necessary in order to get a lot of value out of a workflow tool. So this is a prototype we're calling Timberline. And you can see here that it has a today view. I can put in some plans of things that are important to me. And of course, the tool will also suggest things. If I have my calendar has a meeting in the morning that I always prep for, it can suggest that I prep that. It can also take things away that if that meeting has gone by and that was 2 days ago, it doesn't need to be on my list anymore. And with AI, obviously, we can do those things automatically where tools previously it had to kind of be manual labor. We also have an agent available on the bottom that you can chat with, but we keep that sort of a minority of the interface and believe, at least for this kind of tool, that focusing you on the work is more valuable than putting you into a chat interface. We also have the ability, obviously, to check things off. And we have the ability to focus in. And so if I decide that I'm going to do this LinkedIn message task, looking for my next set of folks to interview and learn from, I can explicitly tell the agent that I want to focus in on that. And if I do that, it does two things for me. The first one is it breaks that task down. We know that people are statistically more likely to achieve and accomplish a task if they break it down into smaller pieces and explicitly write them out and check them off. But in practice, people don't actually do that. But it's 2025, so the agent should just do that for you. So that's kind of obvious. And then the other thing it does here is it puts up a little focus window. So if I go and I actually start doing something that is not what I'm meant to be doing, let's say launch my browser and I'm on Hacker News instead, then this overlay window persists and stays on top. And so we can keep that in mind. And we have like a little Pomodoro timer in there. And also we have push notifications that help us remember, oh, maybe I should be doing the LinkedIn task that I said I'm focusing on. And the reason why it's so aggressively prompting me that maybe I should be doing that is because I put in my goals that I want to avoid Hacker News. And so this is kind of an experiment in what can we do to lower the bar of sort of discipline and organization that people need to have in order to get value out of tools for workflow and productivity, and obviously how modern agents can help accelerate people. And so if this is interesting to you, it resonates with any of the problems that your team is having, I'd love to chat and learn more about what problems are on your plate.